Body Fluids and Circulation chapter focus area based questions and answers will be discussed in this video. First question, name the double-walled membranous bag which protects the heart. The answer is pericardium. Next question, write the location of bicuspid valve and tricuspid valve in human heart. The answer is the opening between the right atrium and right ventricle is guarded by a valve formed of three muscular cusps, the tricuspid valve. The opening between the left atrium and left ventricle is guarded by a valve formed of two cusps, the bicuspid valve. Now, where can we see the semilunar valves in human heart? The opening of right ventricle into the pulmonary artery and opening of left ventricle into the aorta are provided with the semilunar valves. What is the other name for bicuspid valve? The answer is mitral valve. O blood group is given as universal donor and dash blood group is called universal recipients. The answer is AB blood group. Now, lub first heart sound given, dash is the second heart sound. The answer is dub. It is the second heart sound. Circulatory system of human is of dash type, closed type circulatory system. Plasma without the clotting factors is called serum. Now, antigen is located on the plasma membrane of RBC. Antibodies are located in the dash. The answer is plasma. Which are the two types of blood grouping in human? The answer is ABO blood grouping and RH blood grouping. What is the basis of blood grouping? Blood grouping is based on the presence or absence of some naturally occurring antigens and antibodies in blood. Write full form of ECG, electrocardiograph, SANE, sinoatrial node, AVN is atrioventricular node and CAD is coronary artery disease. Now observe the graph and answer the following. First question will be identify the graph. The answer you should write as ECG. Next question will be identify the different waves. P wave, QRS wave and T wave. P wave represents the electrical excitation or depolarization of the atria. QRS complex represents the depolarization of the ventricles. And T wave represents the return of the ventricles from excited to normal state, that is repolarization. Now heart beats dash times per minute, 72 times per minute. Duration of a cardiac cycle is dash seconds, 0.8 seconds. Define cardiac cycle. The sequential event in the heart which is cyclically repeated is called the cardiac cycle and it consists of systole and diastole of both the atria and ventricles. Next question, define cardiac output. Cardiac output can be defined as the volume of blood pumped out by each ventricle per minute and averages 5 liters in a healthy individual. Distinguish between the two. Now define stroke volume. During a cardiac cycle, each ventricle pumps out approximately 70 ml of blood which is called the stroke volume. Now what causes the first heart sound? The first heart sound lub is associated with the closure of tricuspid and bicuspid valve. What causes the second heart sound? The second heart sound dub is associated with the closure of the semilunar valves. Name the artery which carries deoxygenated blood and the vein which brings oxygenated blood. The answer is the pulmonary artery is the artery that carries deoxygenated blood and pulmonary vein is the vein that brings oxygenated blood. Now next question, a graphical representation of the electrical activity of the heart during a cardiac cycle is called dash. Electrocardiograph is the answer. Now, sinoatrial node is called the pacemaker of our heart. Why? SA node is called the pacemaker because it generates action potential for the rhythmic contractile activity of the heart. You can write the answer also like this. The SA node can generate the maximum number of action potential, that is 70 to 75 per minute, and is responsible for initiating and maintaining the rhythmic contractile activity of the heart. Therefore, it is called the pacemaker of heart. That is, the pace of the heartbeat depends on the impulse originating from SA node. Now, heart sound can be easily heard through a dash. The answer is stethoscope. Now, an apparatus used to measure blood pressure of an individual is sphygmomanometer. Now, the contraction of ventricles is called dash, ventricular systole. The relaxation of ventricles is called ventricular diastole. Note it down. What is the function of heart valves? The valves in the heart allows the flow of blood only in one direction. That is, from atria to the ventricle and from ventricle to the pulmonary artery and the aorta. So, these valves prevent any backward flow. Dash is the term for blood pressure that is higher than normal. The answer is high blood pressure or hypertension. Now name the special case of RH incompatibility which could be fatal to the fetus or could cause severe anemia and jaundice to the baby. The answer is erythroblastosis fetalis. Name some of the disorders of circulatory system: hypertension, coronary artery disease, angina pectoris and heart failure. Now identify the disease. The state of heart when it is not pumping blood effectively enough to meet the needs of the body. The answer is heart failure. Next one, a symptom of acute chest pain appears when no enough oxygen is reaching the heart muscle. The answer is angina pectoris. Now, disease caused by deposit of calcium, fat, cholesterol and fibrous tissue which makes the lumen of arteries narrower. The answer is coronary artery disease or atherosclerosis. Hope it was informative to you. Please share the video. All of you learned well for your exam.